Namaste. Welcome back, beautiful souls. Hopefully the sound is better with this one. That was my mistake last time. So this is the reading for the Lover's card for the number 6. For those of you who have a lot of energy in Gemini, this may also be an interesting reading, and I'm going to read with the Mary L. So this will undoubtedly be a loaded reading. Love working with this deck, and I've done a lot of different videos on, and if you are unfamiliar or a little uncomfortable in reading with the Marielle Tarot, I strongly suggest that you check out the series that I did. There's a lot of videos that are linked together, so hopefully that can be of some help to you. The number 6, so number 6 is the Lover's card. It is a reflection of the yin and the yang. It is, in a way, I'm just thinking of the circle, the black and white circle, and how that reflects the wheel. This is a place of balance. And I was just reading from Landscapes of the Abyss, waiting to come on here, and so many beautiful words of wisdom that Marie White included in this guidebook. And that this is also a very important teaching in the Osho Zen Tarot, that with the wheel, we want to move towards the center. We feel the chaos of life a lot less if we make our way to the center. It's when we're hanging on the outside that life just feels a little bit crazy. And it is it's an important lesson, this dance of the wheel. Marie White writes, "One must survive in the turbulent vortex that is life, and chaos manifest, but also marvel in the perfection and diversity that flows from it." In the energy of the Lover's card as your card for this year, this really is one to look at and I'm going to use that word, the chaos that results from the imbalance of one's sun and moon. And however that is showing up for you, whether you are picking up the fire and just burning yourself out from both ends of the candle, or whether you have stepped back into the darkness, into the interior, and forgotten to come out to the light. The Lovers really gets us through relationship to have a hard look at how we are balancing the divine masculine and feminine within. All right, so let's shuffle and do this reading on the 12th day of January 2026. As always, I ask this message be in the highest for the greatest good, and let no harm be done. And thank you for being here, Mary Beth. In the year of the wheel, where is the Lover's card going to be sitting? Candlelight, reflecting on the shiny backs of the cards. Wow. King of Cups, Empress, Two of Cups. Well, certainly the energy of the Lovers, if it's not here. No. Okay. Be very interesting if it is here. Judgment. This is the first edition of the Muriel, and it's in the Swords pile. So in the element of air, the element of Gemini, the element of the heart space, Devil is at the bottom of the pile, which is a card that most definitely reflects the energy. 15th arcanum, 6th arcanum, and this really helps in keeping this real. 10 also at the bottom, as is a 1 of swords, page of swords, and 10 of swords at the bottom here, sort of holding the energy of this body of cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 cards. Fool is at the top. 3 sevens. Okay, so the sun is on one side and the 8 of wands is on the other. So a lot of fire surrounding this card. There's a great deal of beauty in the 8 of wands in this deck. It will not show up in this reading, but a lovely card to be in the space behind the yang side of the Lover's card. So let's set this up, and we have Sun as your first card. So is this a reflection of a need to put more energy into the healing of one's solar side? That is a question for you. And then we have the Queen of Cups. So certainly as a divine masculine energy, a solar energy, followed by a water energy, that signifies great balance. And then we have another Queen of Wands. Queen of Water, Queen of Wands. First card being the Sun. Okay, so I want to say that I've really been gifted in these readings with some incredible pairs of cards. And it feels as if, in general, Spirit is here in wanting to support us through this year of changing energy. If you are working with 2026 as a 1 year, this still fits. It's questions of how do I step forward? Slightly different from the embracing of 10 as a year of completion and sort of preparation for that step forward. And either way, the wheel. We want to honor all of the phases, all of the sabbats, all of the directions, and hold peace in our heart as we move through life and its challenges. The environment of your shifting energy is very important, and the queens create that space. And so the queens are here creating the environment of fire, of water, a harmonious place for you to be in the energy of the 6th arcanum. The Lover's card, while it is not in the Tiferet in the center, that is the home of the sixes, is a path that leads from Binah, from the third Sephira, from the home of the queens to the sun. So there's something kind of magical that's happening here with this arrangement of cards that's on the table. You're being guided to the heart. You're being guided to the heart space. And these cards were also in the air pile. And air is the element of the heart. So I feel as if something is guiding you to a place of softening, a place of union, rebalance, something like that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, Hierophant, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Devil is the 11th card. Okay. And then we go Hierophant and Star. The movement of water is something that I talked about at the beginning of this series, and that because the wheel was in the water pile, and how important it is that the wheel continues to turn. And with the Hierophant card, and one of its associations of the Hierophant being a channel, right, being a vessel for information, it's a pillar, if you will, between spirit and between the material world. And it is important that we honor that information as it comes through. And there's a reason here why one of the teachings of this card is that these babies have the potential to take too much. They take too much and leave the mother feeling depleted. And there's something in your lesson, this, especially when we're looking at lovers and we're looking at twins, and twins have showed up here. You should know that the creator of this deck was nursing twins when she was making this deck. We want to be careful of that, of depletion of energy. And I think that's why we've got Queen of Fire, Queen of Air, both showing up here. This is Cancer and Aries. Aries is Mars. And sometimes that type of fire versus solar fire, you've got solar fire here as well too, we can get a little too gung-ho with what it is we're doing and where we're going and our approach to things. We want to be mindful to not overwhelm others, to not be a bully, to not take more than we need. You are on a path, a very fiery path here, because this is an opening to something, an opportunity to a new birth. And the Star card here, it's like she walks through the fire to find, like, this is the end of the major arcana. We're at this place where a new door is indeed opening. And I think having this star with this combination of cards is very hopeful, in that if you are having, so let's take this right back home. So if you're having challenges in relationships, in your primary relationship, that the way to work through this is to walk a mile in the other's shoes, quite literally. It's time to really embrace how the other is experiencing. And I'm thinking maybe this is a relationship with a parent, and you as the strong child, whether you are a son or a daughter, is butting up against the watery mother. It could be the other way around. Even if it is daughter-daughter or son-son relationship we're talking about here, there's a an imbalance of the energy between the two of you. And I feel like this having this card, this yin yang card as your card for 2026, it's really important to look at these primary relationships in your life and how your exertion of fire is not serving the love. These queens here and this mother in the Hierophant card are trying very hard to restore balance, to restore energy. To restore balanced energy. Okay, I guess I knew this card was here. Primordial fire. So not only do you have the star card, but you have this Phoenix card, this transformation, which I think is going to allow you to heal. And it could be, certainly could be more than one relationship, because often the challenging relationship that comes to mind is also going to reflect issues in another relationship. This is a year for you of really listening to your heart. And I find it fascinating that the queens, their home is in the third Sephira on the Tree of Life, Binah. And the path of the lovers moves towards the sun. I already mentioned that. Is the path that Spirit is asking you to take and to work with this year. And the way to do that is to learn to ask, well, how should I move into the heart? What is my approach in becoming more heart-centered? In finding healing and connecting paths between these important relationships, between these important people in my life. And I feel like this is a year for you to really shed some layers, to come through the other side feeling a lot different. I wonder if you have packed on protective layers, weight. Have people said things to you like you have a chip on your shoulder? I feel like there's a bit of a disintegration that is going to be required to heal and to work with this number 6. Now remember, this is not just about relationships. This is about your relationship with yourself. Healing, wellness, feeling a whole lot better. And I'm just pausing here and see if I can get a read on this. So control, excessive fire in the solar plexus chakra manifests as anger, but I'm thinking digestive issues, and it can be that you are also digesting food too fast or too slowly, metabolism issues. And I'm really struck at how these two queens follow this solar plexus card, this life force energy card. It is the environment that is absolutely essential for your process. So what do you need to literally shift in the home environment? What do you need to shift in the work environment? What do you need to shift in any environments you find yourself in so that you can begin to embrace the yin and the yang of your self, coming back to this place of oneness rather than feeling like maybe you even feel like you have to wear different hats in different situations, that you're not being an authentic being. Eights. Continue to move energy. Can you find the sweetness in the fire? Four of Wands. Oh my goodness. Okay. Can you find the sweetness in the fire? I'm really sensing issues of adrenal fatigue and things like that. You're moving through a 6-year because of the, I don't know if there's a need to prove yourself. It feels as if you have gone too far. And initially I was thinking that, yeah, it's the fire element that is gone too far. We need to really focus on learning how to contain the fire and use it for its optimal qualities. It is warm and bright and warming and vivacious, and it is it's exciting, and it helps to keep things moving. But it's gotten out of control. It's really gotten out of control. And I really do like this Eight of Cups, and I think it is a reminder of the beauty and the softness within the fire. I'm just going to read you something from this card because it's really lovely, the way Marie White writes about these cards. Does she? Here, Hercules' lion skin is draped over a young and innocent child to symbolize that strength or fortitude is due to an open heart and lack of bitterness. The Eight is a mirror, and the outside world reflects the inside world. Keep an open heart and be true to yourself, and overcome the fear that would normally cause you to shut down and guard your heart. Where truth and love is an impenetrable and radiant shield. Lord, make me an instrument of your peace. Where there is hatred, let me sow love. Where there is injury, pardon. Where there is doubt, faith. Where there is despair, hope. Where there is darkness, light. And where there is sadness, joy. O Divine Master, grant that I may not so much seek to be consoled as to console, to be understood as to understand. So this is what I'm talking about. This is about stepping into a new aspect, a new role in your relationships. To be loved as to love. For it is in giving that we receive, for it is in pardoning that we are pardoned, and it is that in dying we are born to eternal life. This is a prayer of St. Francis of Assisi. And in this way, we allow a more complete and whole aspect of ourselves to be known and to know it. And this is such a perfect card to show up in terms of this transformation, this new environment that you are creating, to know the love and the peace and the harmony and the contentment that is the potential of the Lover's card. It requires that one loves oneself. And in that Page of Swords and Ten of Swords. So with Ten of Swords in this, all of the tens in this deck are directly connected to the wheel of change. And this group of cards fell in the swords pile. We have the Page of Swords and the Ten of Swords here. We are rethinking our relationship with the energy of swords. We are rethinking our relationship with the energy of swords. There is a lot of active energy here. And learning to find balance with how words are delivered, with how we actually wield our swords is very important. There is a dying quality that is being, a surrendering quality, a dying quality that is being asked of us. I mentioned the word disintegration. And I also mentioned adrenal fatigue. It's as if the dying at the part of us, the toxic part of us, has come to the surface, and it is now ready to be burned and purified. Are you involved? Would you describe any of your relationships, close relationships, as toxic? And it is your path, it is your heart that has lessons to learn in dissolving this toxicity to create a better environment, a better situation, to learn how to navigate this. To specifically not take more than you need, and to learn how to give the right amount. When I was reading in the book earlier, one of the words that I kept hearing again and again was fix. This is not about fixing relationship. This is, or fixing yourself. This is about having an intention of moving towards the center, moving towards oneness, so we can be more settled and more content. There's a peace that is calling here, and there's certain parts of yourself that, you know, we often don't let these things die because that's just the way we are. It's too hard to, you can't change an old horse. Well, yes, you can. You most certainly can. But you need to have the intention to want to shift and adjust and be a better version of yourself. And I want to say that this feels like probably the most challenging reading of all of the readings that I have done. Started with number 10, went right around, and this is number 6. There's 3 left to do. And this one certainly is the one that's asking the most of those who are holding this number. This number is a really important number to hold. 6 is the number of the heart space. It's the number of the union of our divine masculine and feminine. So maybe it's not a surprise that this reading is kind of hard hitting. And at the same time, it's also kind of empowering, because it says you have the ability to find this and to acknowledge this and to know this and to feel this in a different way. You just might feel like it's a bit more than you're ready for. So lean into your divine feminine nature, your listening ear, your softness, and this will certainly help you to find your way. And should you have further questions, or you want to know a little bit more about connections of some of the cards in this reading, please come back and write some questions below, and I'll be happy to expand on what I've said here this evening. Take good care, and thanks for being a part of this series. Namaste.